So this week is Parshat Zachor, the week of remembrance. Remembering the commandment that God told us after leaving Egypt when we were attacked by Amalek to destroy and wipe out Amalek. And we read it every year, the Shabbat before Purim, when a descendant of Amalek, Haman, tried to wipe us out. And we know how that ended with a great holiday of Purim when the Jews were saved by Queen Esther and Mordechai, and a day that was supposed to be a day of sorrow and the end of the Jewish people turned into a day of joy, a day of happiness, a day of salvation, and the end to Haman and his family. The rabbis ask an interesting question on this biblical commandment they'll be reading on synagogues around the world about erasing Amalek. There are many other nations in the world that have done us harm, and we don't see the Torah telling us to erase them. To give you a perfect example, when the Torah tells us about our relationship to an Egyptian, how are we supposed to treat Egyptians? The Torah says, Lo sa'av mitzri ki gerim hayitem b'atzor. You shouldn't push away, you shouldn't be disgusted with Egyptians because you were once a resident in their land. And the rabbis ask, what type of residents were we? We were slaves for 210 years. How can you call that residence? And the rabbis answer, you see, the reason why the Torah tells us to be kind towards an Egyptian who wants to now make peace with the Jewish people is because, yes, we did find refuge for a period of time there, and Joseph and his brothers were treated well when they first came. And eventually, there was a new king who said there's a Jewish problem, we have to get rid of the Jews. But they first treated us well. And we have to remember those years they did treat the Jewish people well. Amalek, we had no business with them. They attacked us for no reason. We weren't in their land. There were no accusations of us running the media in Amalek land. Maybe in Egypt there was. We weren't controlling the money. We weren't the wealthy class. We had no relationship to them whatsoever. They just heard that we're coming by, and they went all the way down to the desert to meet the Jewish people and attack us. And for that, God says you got to wipe out. Such hatred towards Jews for no reason other than just the fact that they're Jewish, you have to kill them. And you have to wipe them out. You have to bring an end to them. And therefore, we have to remember what Amalek did, because in every generation there is a group of people who want to kill us for no reason other than the fact that we're Jewish. We have nothing to do with them. We have no relationship with them. And yet they still want to kill us. May God bring salvation to the Jewish people like He did in the time of Purim, and may we merit to many joyous times together.